I said that the Southern agenda presidency is a serious issue, Alex Otiti has just recently declared his support for Tinubu. Watch this video.
Supporting Tinubu. He has no problem with me. I don't want to talk about coalition. There are many people in the coalition. I talk about Otti supporting Tinubu and Tinubu supporting Otti. That is my deal. I'm not into coalition.
Okay, recently.
APC is the largest party in Africa.
Welcome back. When it quacks like a dog, when it walks like a dog, when it flaps its wing like a dog, then you should know that it is a dog that is right behind the mask. Alex Otiti, whom has been the closest ally of Obi. In fact, Alex Otiti is the leader of the Labour Party. Of course, the leader of the party Obi belongs to has been eulogizing, frolicking, coming out to protect and defend Tinubu. What does that tell you? That even if Alex Otiti is in a what? Is in a sheep clothing, he is definitely a wolf, just covering itself up with a shit what? Clothing. What we must understand is, for anything to come or happen in favor of Obi come 2027, right? Because I do not want to offend anybody, right? But Obi must be sincere with himself that he needs to be more vocal and needs to be decisive. Period. It is either you are with me or not. The only people Obi has now is the Nigerian people. He has the obedience. He has the suffering Nigerian masses. His capacity to governize them, well, that's on him. But one thing is sure, that 2027, the politics, the power will remain in the South. Because just today, one young guy, a northerner, who is a special advisor to Tinubu on mobilization, youth empowerment, all this, they just create all manners of departments, has resigned, and he has said that Tinubu is a terrible president, that out of his own consciousness and spiritual reasons, because he fears God and he's a true Muslim, that he has decided to resign because Tinubu is not a sincere person. But we understand that this is a guy that has worked with Tinubu for over 2 years, and haven't seen how the influence or the games, let me put it that way, the gimmicks Tinubu is doing, whereby the North right now no longer have that influence on the collective Nigerian politics. I am not surprised to see Alex Otiti. Alex Otiti for the past 6 months have been praising Tinubu, telling him that I am getting more money. I don't have any issue with Tinubu. He's a courageous man. He is brave. Those reforms. He talked about the unification of the dollar. And these are maybe for me, the suffering is much. But again, one of the policy that I know has indeed affected the Northerners is the what? The dollar economy. When we talk about the dollar industry, the bureau de change, we know how the North, they call them the Aboki accounts, how they are always the one that have the key link to CBN. When you need a domiciliary account to collect some certain amount of money, they are always the one that you find there. When they want to loan down money, these same Northerners are the ones the governors will call. Hey, Aboki Bello, where are you there? Come to my office. But now all of them have lost that opportunity to make monies, and we can see how the likes of Ali Ndume has been saying that Tinubu, don't worry, because all the South are endorsing you. We in the North, we will break your back. Don't forget, it was the North that broke the camel's back of Jonathan, and today, Jonathan has gone into what we call political oblivion. And what Jonathan is doing now is just doing peacekeeping. They are threatening the Southern presidency. I am for a man of competence, a man of character, a man of compassion. I have always said it, that if a Showore does not have the popularity, I will go for a Peter Obi, right? However, for if a Peter Obi will not be able to cut off the Fulani oligarchs, then is it fair for me to say that let Tinubu remain? Because we all know that Tinubu has been strangulating these oligarchs, these hegemonics. Otherwise, why do you think the North are hungry? When you meet the Northern Leagues of, they call themselves Northern Leagues of, I don't know, whatever they call themselves, maybe Senators, Northern League of Senators, they just have different, they have one they call themselves Arewa Youth, another one they call themselves Mietiala, just all manners of groups here and there by the same Northern people, because they know, see, the North has no other profitable business other than politics. They have no any other profitable business other than politics. Hence, you see that all their life, a normal Fulani man, he goes to school because he knows that he wants to enter politics. That's it. When you find Nigerians in diaspora, you went to do masters in architecture. This other one went to do masters in maybe chemical engineering. This one went to do masters in computer science. I am telling you, 99% of any Northerner that you see going to US, UK for any form of BGD, master's degree, whatever, they are going there to acquire political knowledge. And then you see them there, you hardly see a Northerner working in a diaspora. You hardly see a Northerner staying in diaspora, sending money. It is always the Southerner that are sending the money. The same Southerner who happens to be the highest donor when it comes to what? Diaspora funding. Yet those boys that are the Fulani sons and daughters, they go to that diaspora, they will come back. You will not find that they are the ones heading agencies. Incompetent people, you see them heading all manner of parastatals. I am not lying. Go and do your research. Go and fact check me. Go and fact check me. Right? So why you and when you have that conversation with them, if you are someone who is not a critical thinker, you think these guys are the real lovers of Nigeria because they never stay put in that another man's land. It is a lie. It is simply because they know that when they come back, they have a what? A soft landing. I mean, look at the sons of El-Rufai. Look at the sons of Yahya Bello. Look at the sons of Abacha. Look at me. I can name so many. Right? Look at El-Rufai, a young boy, probably I'm older than him. Yeah. Went to his school in UK and all that. Maybe he came back. What work experience did he have? He probably worked as a PA or something with his father or whatever. Or he worked with his father's friends who are in politics. Now he is a federal House of Rep. A normal Nigerian man will not have that chance. And yet, as a Southerner, you still think that for whatever reasons, North should return there. This is how they have captured the country. Because they know that they will never deploy or apply or engage what we call meritocracy. No, they won't. Because if you want to employ the meritocracy and then you open it up, as it were, because this was what we wanted to do before independence. It was the North that said, I know, una for that South, and I don't read pastors. Banu. We get where I get for my way we go do. And these are the words of Tafawa Balewa and the likes and Sadana. They say, you know what? Because we will never read like una. We go to do federal character. If now I get, you have BSc, it doesn't matter. But federal character, you go put me for a position that ordinarily na BSc supposed to there, but my son go there. Any I go be, maybe then get some director we go to watch him. No, he go there watch him. Because of them, they said that let the minimum requirement to become a president, let it be a WAEC now. Some of our people, they will just be a Northerner, at least a Northerner must have a chance to become the president. As long as he has just WAEC, let him submit it. When he submit it, after all, it's not he can't do it. He will have ministers. The ministers, you can see how the North have pulled us back. They have put us into their level of thinking. So we in the South say we don't reason like them. We are not thinking backward like we they use the back of our head and reason. That's my reason why I say that Tinubu, if you take Tinubu to bring out the hunger from the Northerners, right? So be it. Because we need the North to be angry enough whereby that heat, right, will actually swell up, right? We're going to have that massive compressive action. And it will get to a point whereby the force or the whatever is containing that massive bubble will what explode. Nigeria needs to explode. We know that the people who do not want Nigeria to what explode are the North, because yes, they are the major beneficiaries. So the election of 2027 is beyond just mere I want to. No, we as the South must begin to see that it's a time to turn the country around. I am only here to expose you that Tinubu has been able to achieve one thing and one thing alone. He has been able to brainwash all the southern politicians, and he is winning. He is gaining popularity amongst the southerners, because some southerners are beginning to say that if Tinubu does not win, and in that coalition, they are not ready to step down for a Peter Obi. Let Tinubu continue. These are what the likes of Alex Otiti are thinking. These are what the governor of Akwa Ibom. These are bad people. But instead of me to be under the rulership of the Fulani oligarchs, I will not be enslaved. It is better I am enslaved by my own people. Don't let me be enslaved by foreigners. Don't let me be enslaved by foreigners. So these are the issues. So why are we very, agitated about this 2027 election, that the North and South must be talked about? It is simply because the North are never ready to respect what we call zoning. They don't. Atiku has been contesting since 1992. Atiku knew that 2023 was the turn of the South. He came out, he contested. Right? What we should be having currently, if the North are not provokers, we are supposed to be having a conversation only between Tinubu and Obi. Yes, there may be any southern candidates. That is what we are supposed to be having. Because in 2007, we had only northern aspirants. So how come that in 2023, you as a northerner, you just because you have been in the game, you have stuck your neck in that ring, you can no longer pull off. You are now being traumatized. Every time you just want to run. You don't want, So if an Alex Otiti comes, it's unfortunate for a Peter Obi as a candidate. It's unfortunate, but realistically, will it be fair for a northerner to take power? If an Obi can be decisive, issue was like, I am meant to lead the coalition. I mean, earlier today, Obi had an interview. I'm gonna play a short clip of that interview, right? But if an Obi can be decisive, because it is the turn of the South, Obi cannot be playing diplomacy. Nigeria are tribalistic. There's nothing like you're a Nigerian. If I call you a Nigerian, and if I start cursing your Oba of Benin, or I start cursing your Obi of Onitsha, or I start cursing your Alaafin of Oyo, you will change it for me. Yes, you will. Or if I start talking evil or talking ill about your tribe, you will change it for me. So that is it. So we must understand that the 2027 election is a life-changing opportunity for Nigeria. But it is sad that right now, the man who wants to be in an advantageous position, which is a Tinubu, happens to be a person that nobody likes, nobody trusts. But indeed, I hope that Anobi will be able to summon that courage to grab and snatch that coalition that has been formed.
People have said that the Southeast can never become president. What do you take for that?
You see, those are the sentiment that the likes of Atiku are trying to propagate. Because ordinarily, a person like Atiku shouldn't be in a fray of conversations. And Atiku should be the one carrying Peter Obi on his back and saying, you are the one that will break the back of Tinubu. Yes. At this stage, I am beginning to think that Atiku is working for Tinubu. I am not in any way about to dispute that. Because for me, I think, because we are always told that Atiku keeps running. Where in they see the money? Where is he getting the finance? This is a man who lost in 2019. You lost in 2023. You lost in 2015. By now, you should be broke. Where is he getting the money? I mean, there are so many conversations out there that, although very debatable, they said he stole, he has hotels, he has investments. But man, a cycle of 4 years, you are spending nothing less than 30 billion, 40 billion. What's happening? You are not, you're not Elon Musk. The 2027, there is no assurance that you're going to win. So for me, I think that notion by the northern oligarchs that the Igbos cannot be trusted to grab power, these are the things that Peter Obi must confront. And that was why I said that it needs to be decisive, courageous, brave, by coming out outrightly saying that Atiku, as my elder brother, I expect you to support me. Because what we want is a new Nigeria. You are going to be by my side in this battle. Let us respect the diversity of this nation. These things are not things that are out of order. I mean, how can you be saying that you cannot say such a thing? Is there anybody that doesn't know that in Nigeria we have north and south? Is there anybody that knows? Everybody knows that in Nigeria we have north and south. Everybody knows that the northerners, the way of their own doings is different from the south. Everybody knows that the northerners are too religiously inclined. Everybody knows that the northerners are Sharianized, Fulanized. Everybody knows that. I mean, these things are not, they are not secret. They are open. I mean, not even open secret. It's just there. If you type it into Grok or Google or whatever search engine now, and you type it, oh, which tribe is the dominant tribe in the north? They will tell you. If you type it into the search engine that the Nigerian political dichotomy is between who and who, they will tell you that it's between north and south. So why is an Atiku or a Peter Obi rather, why is it not open with his demands? He cannot be shying away from this. And this is why you say Tinubu came out in 2020, you see that it is our turn. That thing galvanized people. People say that that word is tribalism. Nigeria is a tribalistic state. I have always said it over and over again. No pastor can come and preach to you that Nigeria is not tribalistic. It is not possible. It is not possible.
But is there a hope for the Eastern people to be president?
Let me tell you, the Eastern people have no issue. Unfortunately, the guy who is running and gunning for the position, he needs to be more decisive. That's it. It's like a bicycle attitude. That is show of timidity to be decisive that now is the turn of the South. He needs to say those things. Those things are not bigotry statements. They are not. Nigeria is a country that is, that is made up of two unique protectorates, the North and the South. It is clear. And until that time, unfortunately, look at Tinubu. Tinubu, in my get to 2027 campaign period, Tinubu can say that it is still the turn of the South. Nobody go cut his head. The same Tinubu that was not in power that said that Emilio Khan. He said Emilio Khan, it is the turn of Yoruba people. What a word can be more provocative? What a word can be more incendiary? What a word can be more bigotry inclined than that? Like you are saying that it is the turn of the Yoruba. Northerners have had their time. So Anobi needs to be more outspoken in his demands. Thank you.
So their coalition is what I don't understand. What I understand is that APC is on course, and I have many trigger to pull out for APC, but not for coalition. But this is my brother. Brother is brother. And brother is doing well. I did my village to here 1 hour. It was only when I was governor people used to go to that road on that level. When I left as governor, honestly, for 16 years, there was no investment in Abia North. That is the truth. But they are putting investment, and I'm very pleased.